Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Natique Yarns in Elk Grove, California, and NatiqueYarns.com, coming to you live on this beautiful Thursday. Sorry we're a couple minutes late. I have little timers set for the video in the morning, and it was like on a delayed reaction this morning. It did not go off at the correct time, so I'm back there working on everybody's shipping, and I'm like, oh, we gotta go. Oh. So, gotta love technology when it works, and then the rest of the time you kind of want to throttle it. So we have something very exciting for you this morning that I might have gotten to temporarily steal. I say temporarily because I think she'll murder me on this one.
Temporarily.
Sometimes she lets me like steal things, but this one I think would cause murder.
No, it would just cause hunting you down. I wouldn't murder you. I like having you here.
She just doesn't want to do my job.
This is true.
She's like, I don't want more work. I can't kill you. Okay. So we have, for our grand prize, 3 of our amazing patterns. A top that there will be enough yarn for the smallest size. A cowl that is like a modified fisherman's rib texture, and then this really fun, this one has like a little triangle basket weave pattern to it. So you have 3 choices of patterns. And we do have more of the yarn, so if you love this sweater and you're like, yeah, that's not going to be the size that works for me, you could get a skein or 2 more. But we have 3 skeins of this beautiful Summer Tweed Degrade in color 101, which is a pretty like lavender, lilac, and gold blend. There's some rose pink in there, some taupe. And this is a cotton hemp blend, so it gets softer and softer when you knit with it, when you wash it, when you wear it. It just keeps getting better and better. And then we've included a sparkly leopard print project bag that comes with one of our Natique exclusive stitch markers that says A World of Imagination. If you've been watching us for a while, you know where that little phrase came from. Then we have one of our class supply tins, which has folding scissors, a tapestry needle, locking stitch markers, they're separate. I didn't realize that. Small and large of the iridescent rainbow markers, and one of our Natique tape measures.
It's squishy.
Yeah, it is like, it has the little button in the middle, so it's got like kind of a pillowy feel to the outside.
That's my favorite part of it. It's the squishy.
And then for a bonus fun item, we have the super cute rainbow sheepscloth. I don't know, I'm just like, oh, they don't need the little desiccant thingy in there.
I know.
Started organizing the grand prize. I have a problem. It's partially because I've worked a lot of retail, and, you know, you gotta make things pretty. It's gotta be pretty.
We might need a bigger bowl for this one.
Right? Oh, look, I got it. I mean, the tin's in the bottom, but we'll figure that out later.
Beverly, everyone on the internet is being crazy?
Uh-oh.
That's crazy.
So, how you get entered into the grand prize drawing to win all of those amazing goodies and yarn is every time you make a purchase in the month of June, you will get 1 entry per purchase. So if you purchase 3 times, 3 entries, 10 times, 10 entries. And it includes purchases made here in the boutique, online at NatiqueYarns.com, and even over the phone with us. So lots of ways to get entered, and it doesn't matter what you buy. As soon as you click checkout, or we click checkout if you're doing it here, entries, magical entries. And then on Saturday, July 1st, we'll draw to see who the lucky winner is. Good morning, everyone.
I guess we're still in the first week of June.
Yeah, technically just started week 2 because it's the 8th.
No, and I thought it wasn't going super fast, but apparently it is.
I thought yesterday I was driving home and I thought, wait a minute, it's June.
Yeah.
Whoa. Like I was thinking back on something going, well, that means it's been like 8 or 9 months since I did that. Holy, where is the time going?
I don't know. Some people are getting choppy videos. Sorry, folks. I don't think anything we can do on that.
No, because I've got my Wi-Fi off. So, I've done all the things for the ideal filming circumstances. So, fingers crossed it gets better. Because that's about all I can do. Okay, so then we'll talk about our daily prize, which is for those who love cashmere. We have the Simpearl hat, which was originally designed out of a different cashmere, but we have it paired with the luxurious Juniper Moon Farm Saxony, which is 75% cashmere, 25% extra fine merino. It is 120 yards in the ball, and then we have a little mini skein for the contrast color that goes on the edge of the hat. It's probably hard to see because everyone in the pictures has dark hair. But there's like a little 2-row border of your contrast color, and then you switch to your main color and knit the rest of the hat.
We're getting some Saxony love here. It is so awesome to work with.
And it just keeps getting softer. Like, this one is one at first you touch it and you're like, well, it's soft, but 75% cashmere? Are you sure? And then you knit with it and you're like, this is like knitting with nothing. Like, it's just so smooth in your hands. And then you wash it and you're like,
oh my
goodness. It got fluffy. It got softer and fluffier and amazinger. And I know that's not a word, but it went with the theme.
We don't have our swatch anymore, do we?
No, we gave it to Gilda.
Yeah. So
that she could share the amazingness of Saxony to as many peeps as possible. Because it was one that you're like, but is it? And then once you wash that swatch, you're like, oh, but it is.
It is.
It
is all that.
Sneaky amazingness. I know Patty loves it because she did lots of that one colorwork cowl.
Lyra cowl?
Is that what it's called?
I think so.
How do you remember the name? I'm supposed to do that.
Because I made the tags for it.
Oh, fair. That's fair. So how you get entered into the daily drawing, thank you, Heather. Heather says amazinger is allowed in her world, is by interacting with the video. So if you react to the video with any of these little lovelies, then you're going to get 1 entry per reaction. If you comment on the video, then you're going to get 5 entries per comment. Oh, sure, I don't get the little, like, good morning things today.
Oh, technology.
Like, fine, be that way, computer. See if we care. And then, so you'll get 5 entries per comment.
Ooh, computer cares. Our little binder clip holder just flew off.
I jury rig things so that they will cooperate, and it's not interested today, apparently. Try that again. There we go. Okay. And then, if you want the most entries for the least amount of effort, just share the video to your friends, to your stories. Oh, now it's going to pop up in Bizarro World down there in the corner. There we go. There we go. Share it to my stories. And then you just come back to that day's video and comment where you shared. I always say come back to. Technically, I never left, but I never know. You know, you might click on one of them and it actually makes you leave. So just in case, go back to the same video and comment shared to and where, and that gets you 11 entries per share that goes into the next day's drawing. So today's winner will be determined off of yesterday's interactions. So we will come over to my handy dandy comment picker.
Oops. Got distracted there.
And see who's our lucky winner.
Rita, congratulations. Not local?
Not local.
Not local. Okay, well, I think you should come visit us. And if you did, just let us know you have a prize, and we will get it from the cabinet for you. And since you're not local, if you can't come in, next time you make a purchase, let us know in the notes that you have a prize, and we will include it in your shipment. Because we all like pretty pink packages.
Oh my gosh. I actually got a pretty pink package last week, and I was like, okay, did I do something really dumb in the shipping? Because I didn't order anything. I work here. I would just pick it up. That doesn't make any sense. It was from somewhere else. But they had the exact same pink packages as us. So I was like, ooh, I got squishy mail.
Yay.
It was actually a shirt, so it was actually squishy mail, but it wasn't our squishy mail.
It's not yarn, but it's still good squishy mail.
But it still tricked me for a minute, where I'm like, ooh, look, I got yarn in the mail. No, I didn't.
It was really fun when I was visiting my sister and a squishy pink package arrived. We got very excited, even though I knew what was in it. Didn't know I was going down right or just taking it, but that was fun.
I think it's letting me pin today. Yay.
It stayed. I got to do it yesterday. I don't know what was up the day before that.
We don't know what's up with the technology other than it's technology. So, I don't know what color to start with. She pointed at me. Yes, that is Liberation Light in Dreamin' Color Smushy Cashmere that is hanging out behind me.
We have Cosette as well.
Yeah, I think we're out of Classy.
Yes.
Or just double strand Cosette if you need worsted. It's just as good. Okay, so today we are featuring the lovely goodness of watercolor sock because this gorgeousness. Hello, look at that. I know we'll talk more about what it is in the What Are We Wearing section, but this is one skein of watercolor sock. You had to stop and rewind the middle of it, basically, right, to get the color.
Yeah, so in the middle of the cone, oh, you can see the little bit of white. I can't point without looking.
Right there.
The white, that divides the skein in half, so you could make matching socks. But I made a mirror image shawl. So I cut out the white and then I rewound the ball so I could keep going, because the pink I need is on the inside.
Yeah, because they start, after the white, it starts again at this, kind of cornflower lavender color. So, thus, rewind it at the halfway point so that you can match the color somewhere in here or up here.
No, it's this one.
It's this one?
Yeah.
So that way it continued and transitioned back out the way you came, basically. So that there's not a jog in your color striping.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of a fun new brand for us, the Lane du Nord. I love the little seal playing with a ball of yarn. It is a brand out of Italy, but they make really nice yarns. Watercolor sock is, like it says, intended for two identical socks, but clearly, by my shawl, you can do non-socky things out of it. Let me pop a couple more links in, because I may have gone down a rabbit hole this morning. I've got lots of patterns to share with you guys.
Something went through my head to share. Oh yeah, I made the 22 cowl out of this yarn, not this color. But the 22 was fun. Oh yeah, I've seen this one.
So this is the vice versa shawl that is just these really fun garter stitch lines. I would do two different colors of this yarn for this one. Because that's what they did, two different ombre colors. One was the blues, one was the greens and browns. But you just get all this really fun, dramatic effect just by using the two colors. It's kind of like a curved scarf. So you could pin it into a capelet if you wanted to, or just drape it over your shoulders. And that one would take one each of your two colors. Or this one, of course, not originally written for a gradient because she used a bunch of leftovers, just use this and let it change colors as you go. Little leftovers would be perfect. And look at all the fun stitch patterns you get to do. There's ribbing, there's slip stitches, there's a diagonal lace, some knit and purl texture in the pink. These look like little 4-leaf clover, little eyelet section. All kinds of different textures.
That's so pretty.
And that could easily be shortened to 1 cone because this is 458 yards. She said 497. Leave off the last 2 sections. No one's going to know. The nice thing is there's like garter stitch between every section, so you could really end anywhere. Here, wherever your yarn runs out, basically.
Those are not cables on the end, are they?
They might be like little left twists, you know how you like knit through the back loop of one of them, so you're like, it looks like a cable, but you didn't actually cable. I know for people who have never done that, they just tuned out because they're like, she stopped speaking English. The Highlands scarf for people who love short rows. Look at all the pretty ripples.
You're just really being an enabler for me today.
You're welcome. So this one would be another one that I would use like either a solid where they used the brown or an opposite color of the watercolor sock, so you get lots of emphasis of all those short row stripes. It would work great with 2 different colors of the watercolor sock because it's about what would be 2 cones. Okay, one more and then I'll start talking about some colors. The cloud sweater, which has this little like scallop fair isle pattern, but because they just used like kind of ombre colors, it made it very subtle. Like you can see they probably did like inside outside because you can see this kind of almost transitions, but then this pink looks like it belonged up here. So I think they just went inside outside on the skein. There's a blue version.
So like a cityscape on the bottom?
Yeah.
Cute.
It must be a kid size.
Oh, that's funny.
You know.
It's a monster.
But yeah, you can see there's like a little cityscape detail on the bottom, which you could do or not do. I was just in love with this cloudy pattern at the top. That's all I was after. And that one would easily be like 1 cone and then your contrast color, which I guess you have to get the sample to get the full yardage breakdown.
Probably 2 skeins of fingering.
Probably 2 to 3, I would guess. She says custom sizing, so that's kind of cool. Getting to custom fit your sweaters is always nice. Okay, so the color that you clearly know all the colors in it because of the shawl is color 102. If you prefer a little deeper palette, this is color 105. It's shades of like crimson red and violet and navy. So really rich, deep color. You can kind of see how the colors shift.
Glare. There we go.
On the tag there. It is brighter on the computer than on the phone, don't worry.
Oh, good.
See it. My brightness is turned down on my phone.
It's because you still have good eyes.
No, it's because the brightness makes my eyes hurt. It
really does. Good. They're good because they don't hurt.
And then 103. This is very kind of like a fall color. It's got oranges and sage greens, a little chocolate. Like if I turn it so you can see the top of the cone is where you can really see all the shades in there. Oh, Joyce, this is your color, 103. And I did find one really fun crochet project this morning that would work 2. Well, let me find where I stashed that one.
I think I have these 2 in mind for something.
Right? Like that kind of fulfills your purple and orange that
it does.
You keep
I'm always trying to do
over.
We'll share when Anna pulls that one up because I don't know its name.
It's coming.
Ooh, that's cute.
So Joyce, this one's crochet. This could easily be done with 1 to 2 cones, depending on if you want it wrap width, which is the 20 inches, or it would be easily adjusted to like a 10-inch wide scarf if you wanted to make it a 1 skein wonder. But this is a really fun stitch. I've done her triangular version. That's the Fortune's Shawlette. But just this really fun, it's like a variation on Crazy Shell Stitch that's lacy. Like you can kind of see the stitches look like this one went, the top's over here, but then this one, the top's over here. And it's like, wait, how?
Right.
But it's because the rows actually go like diagonal.
I've done this one and I'm still like, how? What?
Yeah, it's very trick of the eye. So you could easily make a half size and get more of a scarf size out of this one.
Oh my God, that'd be so pretty in this yarn.
Right? Actually, not gonna lie, I did see a project out of this yarn. Let me find it.
Whoa.
This shows you how diagonal the stitches are, because your stripes come out diagonal too. And I love, this person didn't even cut out the white. They left it in there.
I kind of like it. I thought about leaving it in mine, but
in this color, it kind of reminds me of like a prism where you have like the white light gets broken up into the rainbow.
That's awesome.
But it really shows you the difference in direction. Ooh, look, they added something sparkly to it in their border. Yeah, I was like, ooh, I have to share that one. That's gorgeous. This is the one that Susan needs to do. I warned her this morning. I'm like, I found your next project.
Yes, please.
Sorry, not sorry. This is Melted Crayons by Zandy Peters, who does really fun, crazy color work things. It's a triangular shawl done with 2 different colors of ombre yarn, so it would work perfectly with watercolor stock.
Oh, wow.
I think they just made the picture black and white.
I don't know. My mom would have loved that in black and white.
Right? But you could do it in black and white. I just think this was like
I don't know.
a grayscale picture. It looks like they've like removed the background and everything. But I like that they show a black and white version because it gives your eyes a chance to kind of figure out what colors you like together. And this one takes what would be 2 cones, so 1 skein each of your 2 favorite colors. What did he wave? He stuck crayons in the shawl.
Oh my goodness.
Like they stuck crayons in the shawl. Just for pictures. Please don't walk around with crayons in your shawl. This is Positive Vibes, which is a really fun slip stitch mosaic design. So they did like an ombre color and a solid. You could do 2 ombres and give it more of that like the shift kind of look. But just look at all the pretty choices. See, this person did 2 ombres, you can tell, because the greens shift and this like pinky brown color shifts. A blue one. Lots of good color combos.
Wow.
And this one would again basically be 2 cones or a cone and a skein of a solid color, whichever makes you happy. And then
that's cute.
Siren instead of siren. Really fun like mermaid scale kind of stitch pattern in the yoke, and then they did it on the sleeves too. You could do that or not. They did roll. I'm like, nope, ribbing. Just do ribbing. They basically did tones of your, and then solid to be the match.
Is a dart there?
It's easier to see and really darts look. So there's some in the waist. It's easy to modify. You just increases and decreases. All right. Ravel right in with the
I'm thinking for that Zen.
Because information and what on a boat.
We'll stay here and man.
And I know everybody yada yada yada, not you, because I have heard boat, and I'm like, it's too much.
Yeah.
Fun. And I'm not getting. I'm gonna be miserable.
Get off with an export flag.
Color mix of an almost sparkles.
Yeah. If the microphone picks it up.
Because that's what they'll tell you what direction reacting. You guys okay? This beautiful can really tell really colors. And that is 06. Kind of your purple.
I kind of like that one better. I know, right?
On her, yay!
It's okay, I've seen you knit.
Rubbed off on me a long time. Then an oceany denim blue flower, kind of old green, really pretty blues. This yarn is fingering weight yarn, 450 per skein. It is mulesing wool and nylon. Mulesing-free means do the sheep in half. If you want to know, I will not tell you.
The part we don't like is
yeah, they did knitting sheep friendly. So it is a machine lay flat to dry. I don't know why you can if you want to.
That one shawl Patty did pressing.
Yeah, that's true. There is a pattern out there because it has pleats. That's about it. Lots more patterns because the rabbit, you guys. Helen said she'll wait.
Helen just comes.
Okay. Here of a boat. Browning.
No.
Speaking of boats and cruise, it's got a stitch, lace, a slip down the middle, or an edging. Solid color. You can really see that more garter stitch up. So you do like a section before into the lace. So I like to do lace when you only have.
Okay, it's like a spiral here. At the same time it goes here and it starts gartering.
That's like
yeah.
And this one would be cone, so you could and did on string, and when you hit the white yarn, wind the skein section, reattach, and keep going. And perfect for this is Hinterland Fine Gas. This one actually made it out of knitting yarn, but look, if they call for 3 colors, base of all that color, go, go, go. This one, little tree.
But it's ornaments on
yeah, I wanted to say but it's ornaments because you just a sweater, but because it's an ornaments, but the brain rolled as to what it is with her kitty, which has me down now, right? So it's just a perfect kind of using an as your contrast.
Okay, one of these days, a round yoke sweater can turn into a capelet. Because you just keep going.
So you basically have a low sleeve. So just sleeves, keep going for maybe 6 background color. And ta-da!
Yeah.
It's right here, wait.
And then I could put, stop moving.
Click on it, so zoom in.
On the bottom.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to pretend I recorded.
Susan said she wanted ish. So this one has 36 to 60. That's one of the Jennifer Stein-Gass does get the assignment. So a cowl and hat learn to do. She had to go with this one, but look, little bead detail.
Yeah, beads.
Those that I would like. I think it would be only do it at the end of the cowl and string the beads. Just rejoin the yarn because
sure you use your cut a knot or however you do that before you need to use it. Otherwise it doesn't.
You know, like here.
Yeah.
string the beads.
Yes.
Do not make your for all 400 yards.
No.
Easy.
Now I know.
100 yards, because why
Don't
slide
do
them?
it.
You can slide them for two more in this case, but I just like that little detail. There is a match called hat instead of
Cute.
This saltwater stars is a side shawl. It has this beautiful detail on the border of those, like, because you've got diamonds on the big one, that inside, like, kind of edge. Pretty good sized little shape that they're like crystals. This would be one cone.
Dude,
it
really?
Basically middle, switch to the other end, going. All right. And then I'll show you another color, the Ola Yoke, another one that would be perfect for like merino cloud, fingering, really that you like color. And then color sock be the star, and then right here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors. So that's 20. They repeated them.
True.
So, or watercolor sock, and one's a lot less work than the other. And would be, and this one has from a 48. Okay, let me show you guys. Only link so many at a time. This beauty is 100. Show you guys the little sock first. I want to make sure that I'm getting my
2 hands.
But it's really pretty, like sunshine, spring green, a little bit of like a cerulean blue, some lavender, like you can peeks of the lavender hiding in there.
This is the one I used. Tue cowl with Divine in Dream Super Duper Purple. And we'll see if I can remember to bring it tomorrow. I kind of forgot it today.
I know that you guys have seen it before. If we were projects on Ravelry, I'd show you guys a picture, but we are not good in the projects on.
I put one on last night. It was a miracle. Actually, you can it and then double strand it for that project.
Oh, bring that in too.
It was still wet.
Yeah, exactly. Colors are very like artistic painting style. Like Heather said, this one was.
Yeah, I wonder if for that other project.
Oh, I think that'd be fun.
This is.
I was colors you hadn't already done.
Oh.
Neptune's horses, originally designed for mini skeins. Sock, that is the color that I just, color number 100 in greens, golds, and purples and blues. And called for it, but they put beads in their bind off. Little sections of feather and fan amidst garter stick. You get little relaxing, pay attention for a little bit, and then a break, and then pay attention.
You could even put beads in that.
Oh, yeah. Columns, that's as far as I can zoom. But these little columns are just begging for beads.
Mm-hmm. I have to do that in the one I started last night, because yes, I did start it.
Yay, new project. And this one has smallest size, would only take 1 skein. This is really the kind of pattern that sizes kind of equals just go till you run out of yarn, because you're just repeating a sequence of garter lace,
Yeah.
continue. And then we have another fun sweater, Night Groove by Isabel Kramer. She did my favorite neon yellow for hers. But really fun, like they kind of look like flowers when you look at them at one angle. They almost look like some sort of badges at another angle. But just a really pretty detail around the yoke. Here's one that's not neon yellow. But if you're amazing. And that one has 10 sizes. She's also really good about having a range of sizes.
Look at that cat.
Oh.
Whoa.
Why are its eyes red?
Camera reflection?
That's a scary cat.
That's an amazing cat.
Sizes 34.5 to 62.75. All right, then this is another one that will go on Susan's list. The Eris cowl.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this fun little like tail that it has, because it has like one big chevron down the middle. So you've got like this little tail that gives it like a bias cowboy cowl accent. In this one, you do like watercolor sock and a solid to give you that beautiful effect. I think that border is like an I-cord bind off.
Looks like it.
None of the pictures can I quite zoom in close enough to tell, but I think that's what it is. So this would be one cone and one skein of a contrast color. All right, one more pattern. This is another really fun, this is the one I fell in love with this morning. The Reborn sweater has a little bit of that short row shaping in the back to raise the neck up a little bit. And then this beautiful, like, it looks like galaxies, constellations, something like that. Just gorgeous colorwork design that they did in a speckle, but in the ombres of the watercolor sock will honestly pop even more than they do here. And it's just so pretty. Like, add to knit list. That was hard to say. This one has sizes from a 33.25 to a 62.75.
Super pretty.
And I can tell by the more from section of that designer that I'm going to go down another rabbit hole later, because her stuff looks amazing. Okay, so that is all 6 gorgeous colors of watercolor sock, as well as lots and lots of patterns that you can knit out of them, because I went a little nuts. So let us go talk about some upcoming classes real quick. I think I better bring this with me. Right, I'm like, I know a microphone would be technically easier, but it's not that hard to pick that little guy up, and voila, the speaker followed us. So on Tuesday, June 13th, we have the Learn to Knit Cowl class, which is a 2-session class so that we can get brand new beginners through all of the basics. Casting on, knitting in the first class, then in the second class, purling and binding off so that you know how to finish your project. So this is the class that if you have a friend who's been asking you to teach them to knit and you don't really want to or don't feel confident in it, make them take this class. Sign them up. Buy them the yarn. Whatever it takes to bully them into class. Your friend will thank you later. Then on Friday, June 16th, we'll kick off the Cactus Flower Shawl class. This one is 3 sessions, so we can go through all of the fun techniques from how to start the shawl, this little, they call it a buckle stitch. You guys all see little eyeballs and faces and stuff. Then the diamond lace pattern, the chevron lace pattern, and we'll definitely in the last class talk about how to keep your bind off nice and loose so that your edge does not buckle in on you. And this one, you'll want to get the kit in either this beautiful coral color or the violet that the sample is shown in, because that is the only way to get the pattern. It does not come separately. We have checked several times. It has not magically appeared yet. So, kit it is. And it's a scrumptious cashmere blend, so really, who's going to complain? Then on Tuesday, June 27th, we have the La Mer de Carré cowl class. This one is a DK weight cowl that teaches you a really fun stitch pattern that involves one round decreases all the way around, and then the next round increases back up. And somehow that doesn't make scrunchy fabric. It still stays nice and loose. But it's a great class for learning to recognize that bar in between the stitches for picking up for things like make ones without it actually being a make one. So I highly recommend this class because you will be a stitch picker upper pro by the end of it. Then on July 1st, we'll kick off the Lemon Spritz class, model coming soon. I'm so close to done. I have like half of the little trim on a sleeve, the ties, and the neckline. So nice. This week, barring no time to knit, this week it will be being finished, because that is what has been the holdup, is where has all my knitting time gone? I don't know what happened, but I'll get it back one way or another. And then we'll wander back, because last but not least is coming up on, and we did have to move the class because the day I had it on, Boss Lady was not going to be here. We have the Casting On 3 Ways class on Friday, July 14th. We'll teach you I believe it's a German twisted cast on, a cable cast on, and then one I'd actually never heard of before that is Tilly Buddy's Surprisingly Stretchy Cast On.
I have heard that name on something recently, but I don't know what it is yet.
And there are times that sometimes you need a super stretchy cast on too. So it'll be fun to know some additional ways to cast on. Because while we mostly use a long tail cast on around here, it is not the absolute only thing we ever use. Like when you're casting on in underarms, you're not going to use a long tail cast on. You'd have to add another piece of yarn. No. So we'll teach you some new ways to make life a little easier for you. So then what are we wearing? I am wearing a slightly stolen Pebble Beach shawl. This is the medium size because the pattern has a small, medium, and large. I have it paired with a champagne rosette scarf cuff because who doesn't love a good scarf cuff with their projects? I did not copy and paste the correct link. Oopsie. There we go. And then so that plus a beaded silken sequins.
Yes, you need beaded silken sequins to finish the medium. You need more yarn to finish the medium.
If you wanted to just use a cone of watercolor sock, the small would be what you'd want to do. If you like the accent of the beaded silken sequins on the bottom, then you want that, you could do the medium. But you do need the beaded silken sequins or a mini skein or something to add about 100 yards to the cone.
This one was the LYSA color.
Yes.
So it's actually beaded silk. There's no sequins in this one.
Oh.
But either one would be awesome.
Whichever.
Yeah.
I saw a request for a class on how to bind off so that your project doesn't curl. That's not a thing, unfortunately. It's the border that you do before the ribbing. Like, you have to put a border for your edge to not curl. Unfortunately, there is not a magical bind off to stop that. I wish there was, because I like the look of stuff where it's stockinette all the way to the edge. Those pictures, they've blocked it, they're modeling it. A week later, it's going to be curly.
Yeah.
It will not stay because it's just physics. The physics of a knit stitch do not work that way, unfortunately. It makes me sad. Not really. I could put borders on stuff, so it doesn't make me sad.
This pattern for what Anna was wearing is Pebble Beach. It comes in 3 sizes.
This is the medium, which one cone and a beaded or mini skein will work to make that work. Otherwise, the small size would be one cone of watercolor sock. And Chujin is wearing
Temperance, which is 3 colors of fingering, but you could use watercolor for one of those colors. How fun would that be?
That's kind of what I was thinking this morning when we were like, ooh, you should wear this since I stole your shawl.
I think I would do the orangey color in the watercolor.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, because then it would end up that one really pretty lace section at the, or not lace, ribbing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one, right here. Come closer. There, thank you.
That's
the twisted rib.
Yeah. I don't know the yardage. You might need 2 cones to get this done. This was 3 almost full skeins of sock yarn.
So you could probably do 1 cone and 2 other skeins.
Yeah, we'd have to look at the yardage for that one.
But that is Temperance. Oh, I was starting to hand it back. There we go. All right, you guys, that is going to be it. Thank you so much for watching. We'll go get ready to open the store, prep for machine knitting class here in about an hour, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow. Have an amazing day.